everybody
social.
has, so
Um,
what happens is telling everybody to read a book, it doesn't work that way for
yeah,
them because you don't have the time all the time. Everybody doesn't have the time to sit and read a book.
Mhm.
Plus, there was a very important thing you pointed out very correctly, Dipali, is that just it active listening is very important. Just listening
Yeah.
to it and then forgetting it. I have seen, a lot of my learners say that I listen to say 10 minutes, 15 minutes of a podcast, and then nothing changes in my speech. Why this doesn't happen is because you listen to say suppose a word, a structure of a sentence, and you forget it because you're not using it.
Hi, good evening. How are you doing?
Good evening. I am good. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you so much for asking. We are meeting for the first time. I would love to know about yourself. So, could you please tell me about yourself?
Right, Dipali. So I am currently studying as well as I'm working part time in Trapango as a speaker. I have I do speak three, four languages. Hindi, Bengali is my mother tongue. I'm living currently in Madhya Pradesh, and I like to read books. My graduation and post graduation are both in literature. So I like to read books. I like to travel a lot. And
Mhm.
yeah, that's it about me. What about you, Dipali?
Yeah, it is a fantastic introduction that you have given. My
Mm-hmm.
name is Deepali and I am from Maharashtra, Amaravati. I also love traveling. I
Mm-hmm.
mostly prefer to travel solo, but I haven't got opportunity. I always travel with my family,
Mm-hmm.
and I love to read books. I love to read self-help books. I have read Atomic Habit by James Clear, Attitude is Everything, and some books are on
Mm-hmm.
the way. I also love to read Sudhamurti ma'am books. I love her writing, and
Mm-hmm.
yes, I love to learn new languages. I know three
Oh.
languages, but I
Mm-hmm.
also love to learn Sanskrit and Spanish. I
Oh.
know a few words from Spanish, but yeah, I would love to learn Spanish. I am also YouTuber. I post videos on YouTube and
Mhm.
I also teach online as well as offline. Yeah,
So what do you teach, Dipali?
spoken English and subjects as well. Yeah,
All
English
right,
subject.
all right.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
all right.
today I have interesting question to ask you.
Sure, sure,
As you
sure. Go ahead.
mentioned that as you mentioned that you are speaker on clapping as well as
Mm.
you are studying. So how do you manage your time?
The good thing about joining Clappingo is it's very flexible with its, working
Yeah.
hours. So
Yes.
what happens is whenever I'm free, I open my slots and I get bookings. So that way I can manage both my studies because study hours are fixed for me. So whenever I feel like I would, because it's a fun thing to do as well, it's speaking to other
Yes. Yes.
people,
Yeah.
improving spoken language. So whenever I'm free, whenever I feel like I would like to, join and connect with other people, I keep my slots open for the day and I help out people to uh, get better. So I think, yeah, so that's how I manage.
And time management, what exactly time management mean? What does
All
it
right.
mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, like I said, for me, my study hours are fixed. That is something non-negotiable to me. So, for me, suppose I fix that in the day, I have to study 2 hours for this. 2 hours I'll devote to my research work.
Mm-hmm.
So, those are something that I do on an everyday basis. Other than that, what I do is an hour here and there I keep for my relaxation as well. It's not that I would just be studying or doing my work here at Clap and Go. So I keep my I keep make sure that I have pauses in between where I can relax, where I can take some time out for myself. So other than those times, whenever I feel like I'm free, I join Clap and Go. uh, Other than that, yes. So you said about time management. I make sure that there are uh, there like these doesn't fall heavy on my studies as well. That while I am here at Clappingo, it doesn't fall heavy on me. Plus, it does kind of boost up my confidence. So it's something that is helping me as well. So
Yeah.
that's how I manage my time. I mean, since Clappingo is so flexible with working hours, what happens is some days if I am a little work heavy on my studies, I skip working on Clappingo on those days. But
Yeah.
other than that, I think, yeah, I'm pretty much doing great there.
Yeah, it is amazing approach that you have that okay, whenever you get time, that time you join Clappingo, and otherwise if you have busy case schedule, so you study all the day.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but I want to know that how we can get better at time management because nowadays, as you know, that it's internet youth and it's internet world, right? It
Mm,
is fast world, right? So everyone needs
mm,
fast. Like even you do not have time for yourself. So how do you manage your me
mm.
time and how do you manage your professional time, your
Right.
work?
So, right. So my work, study, it does get overwhelming. I would be very honest. Like it's not always something that I smoothly manage and juggle about. It's not.
Mm,
There
yeah,
are times when I feel like both the things are
yeah.
coming on heavy on me. And some days when I'm studying, I feel like today I am too tired to work. It does happen. So I think one of the things that is very necessary is, earlier I used to wake up too late. I used to that kind of put a lot of pressure during exam time on me. So what I have done is I usually manage my timing of clapping go like early mornings or in evenings. So those are the times I usually lazy around. If I'm not doing anything, I usually wouldn't force myself to get up. So if I keep a clapping go session on those hours, what happens is that I would force myself to wake up. I would force myself to join the app and talk to people. So those were the things I did early on, and now it has become a habit. Now I wake up, I do my sessions, then I sit to study. So my times are so compartmentalized into uh, heavy work, easy work, heavy work, easy work, where uh, there is a kind of balance instead of putting all the work throughout the day. What I do is I
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I study the loaded subjects early in the morning, then I
Yeah.
put them right, then in the I put the rest of it at the night. So what
Uh,
happens is during the afternoon hours when you are a little bit lazy, when your mind doesn't work, that freshly like it does in the morning. So I don't put so much pressure on myself. Plus, sometimes I have college work, so I have to go to the university as well for classes. So on those time, I do not put my classes. I make sure I'm not in the. I have not put my working hours out, and on those days. So yeah, I mean that way I think managing is quite important. Managing your time, managing how much work you give yourself. I
Hmm.
think that's how
And
I
it is
do it.
actually, yeah, it is actually difficult to manage your time well because if you know that if you are working and
Mm,
as well as your friends inviting you on a party,
mm,
because of your work, you skip, you put their party on ice. So it
mm.
becomes very difficult for you to handle the whole situation and you said balancing. It becomes very difficult, right?
It does. It
You
does.
can't always
So
say yes for the parties if you are busy with your professional work. You should not skip, yeah, if you can't take off for the parties. So they will just keep
right.
you from the company.
Yeah, right. It is actually very funny, Dipali. Right now, there is there is a party waiting for me to
Okay.
finish my sessions. It's my sister's birthday yesterday.
Oh my God.
So, but I had already yeah, I had already booked my sessions beforehand, and I couldn't cancel last minute. I forgot to cancel. So what happened is I got bookings, and yes, so that is
Oh my God.
mismanagement on my part. I should have known. It
Yeah.
is mismanagement on my part. I should have planned better. So this is what happens when you try to juggle a lot of things together. You kind of miss other things. So yeah, that happens quite a lot of times when I, sometimes I book and then I suddenly realize I have an appointment. Sometimes you can't see through the entire week that
Yeah,
this is going to
yeah.
be my routine. So
Uh-huh.
sometimes you can get sick one day, so you can't book
Yeah,
ahead of time that I will suppose I sit and think that today I will complete this portion of my studies or I'll do this work, and suddenly something emergency comes up. You do not know. So I think you need to give yourself that much time, a gap in your routine as well, to keep that flexibility going right
yeah.
there, that you
So
have that.
how do you book your sessions? Just like weekly or like twice a week or once a day? Like
For
how do you open your slots?
so for the app, I usually do it a day prior, because I do not wish to book unless I can actually. Sometimes it's very problematic if I book and then I plan something on ahead in the week, right? So for the app,
It's
I
even
usually.
happened with me. It's even happened with me whenever I like learners want to connect with me,
Hmm,
and sometimes I get busy with my work and my plates are full, and so it
hmm.
becomes very hectic to cancel the session because you already promised to have the session with me.
Someone,
So
exactly, exactly.
yeah. So I'm also trying to understand that how do you manage the situation that you are also
Hmm.
struggling with the same thing. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
For YouTube, it's usually a week ahead. So, like I said, these sessions are something that were booked, early on. So there's nothing I can do about those.
Yeah.
So for the app, I usually manage it on a day-to-day basis, like a day
Mhm.
prior or 2 days prior.
Yeah.
But for YouTube sessions, it's usually a week prior that I get booked.
And
Uh,
yes.
so
And
yeah,
even I have one more interesting question about time management regarding
yeah.
spoken. Those
Mm.
are like enthusiastic about learning this language. How
Mm.
can they manage their time to learn this language?
Okay, so it differs from person to person, Dipali. You see, if
Mhm.
you are a working professional, so
Mhm.
you wouldn't get a lot of time to practice your spoken English unless
Yeah.
you're speaking in your office or at
Mhm.
home. So you don't get
Mhm.
much exposure, and to put an extra time aside for it on an already busy schedule becomes a big task. So what you have to do in that case is I usually suggest my learners to put it in their daily work, like listening exercises, when they can listen to, say, a podcast while they're cooking or they're driving to their workplace. So, on those times, they can simply tune on instead of listening to music, try to listen to, say, a conversation, an interview. Easy way, you just get the, mirror the language, you listen to it, and somehow try to imbibe all those things.
Yeah.
For a younger learner who has more time on their plate, who is not juggling work, home, etc., or other responsibilities, I would suggest them likewise, like read a book, or say, watch a movie, or practice writing or reading your favorite book. Even comic books helps these days. You don't have to read a newspaper, say something that people, young learners might find boring. So it can be
Yeah.
something you like to do. It doesn't have to be something forced upon you.
Yeah.
So I think it depends from learner to learner, but yeah, there are different strategies for managing spoken language practice for different learners.
Mhm. I have seen the most of learners, like even I also consider that okay, I get bored when I read newspaper, and
Mm,
I believe that you are also aware of it that most of time you will listen the negative news, and then
mm,
it's for a day and entire day goes like
mm,
that. So I don't
mm,
want to start my day in that sense, and
mm,
because of that I avoid to read newspaper. I avoid to watch news. So I love
mm,
to read books. Though I was not enthusiastic about reading because it was making me bored, but whenever I connected with good speakers and they were every time they were mentioning books, and I thought that why should not I try? Then
mm,
slowly I built a habit of reading books.
mm,
So now I'm enthusiastic about reading. I read as much as I can.
mm,
Um, but for and you also mentioned about listening.
mm,
Um, for like housewives and those are busy with their work, so you had
Mm,
suggested listening practice, like you said that you can listen to podcasts. So I do that,
mm,
but active
mm.
listening works rather than like, okay, you are working and you are listening to it.
Exactly.
You will ignore
Mm,
that words. You will not connect with
mm,
that idea what they're saying because you are
mm, mm,
already are busy with working.
mm,
And
mm,
I love that the third you said that okay, reading books. Those who have time they can read books. So yeah, that is a
Hmm.
nice idea that
Not
you have
everybody
shared.
has, so
Um,
what happens is telling everybody to read a book, it doesn't work that way for
yeah,
them
yeah.
because you don't have the time all the time. Everybody doesn't have the time to sit and read a book.
Mhm.
Plus, there was a very important thing you pointed out very correctly, Dipali, is that just it active listening is very important. Just listening
Yeah.
to it and then forgetting it. I have seen, a lot of my learners say that I listen to say 10 minutes, 15 minutes of a podcast, and then nothing changes in my speech. Why this doesn't happen is because you listen to say suppose a word, a structure of a sentence, and you forget it because you're not using it. So it's
Yeah.
important that as much as you listen, you also practice speaking it out. So listening goes
Yeah.
with speaking, and reading goes with
Mm.
writing. So even if you are
Yeah.
reading, I would say you also have to write. The more you
Mm.
write, the more you will remember what you're reading. The same goes for listening and speaking. The more you
Mm.
speak, the more your listening is effective.
Yes.
Otherwise, it's just listening from one ear goes to the other. So,
And we should not skip one of it. As you know that listening, speaking, writing, and reading are the important part of learning language. And if you are skipping one, then you will
hmm,
not get better at it. So we should
yes,
follow both it,
right,
and then we can get better at this language. Yeah.
right, right.
So Smita, do you have any message for my learners that you want to share?
Message for your learners. Okay, Dipali, first of all, I would like to say you are doing really good in your speaking. I mean, I can see that you are quite fluent in the language yourself. One of the things that, earlier in the day today in another session, learners told me this that it's not just learning a language that's important, but it should come out of you in a natural way. It should flow out of you,
Yeah.
like it's your mother tongue. So
Mm.
I think most people try to, in the process of trying to be fluent, forget that you sound more artificial. So try to sound natural. You do not try to use a lot of jargons, lot of heavy words,
Mm.
whatever you're learning, because one of the things that happens during language learning, spoken language learning, is you come across a lot of words and you are in a hurry to use all those words in your speech. Don't be in a hurry.
Mm.
Take it
Yeah.
slow.
Mm.
However much you are progressing in learning the language, just
Mm.
speak whatever you are whatever is coming to your mind. It doesn't have to be something very sophisticated, something very polished. If you
Mm.
sound natural, even if you speak like 2 3 words that sounds
Yeah.
amazing, I think that would do, as
Yeah.
long
Yeah.
as it expresses yourself. I think that is what I would like to say, Dipali.
Yeah, and thank you so much, Smita, for joining this session. I love to have the connection with you, and I hope that we will connect again. And thank you so much for
Sure,
having
sure,
this. Have a great day.
sure,
Have
sure.
a good day.
All right, bye, bye,
Yeah,
bye, good night.
good night.